And so on behalf of the director of our agency, I'd like to offer congratulations on completing our tough preliminary training course. After weeks of physical and psychological testing, you 10 men have survived the more than 40 already sworn in, who in turn were selected from a careful screening and security check of hundreds. You men, therefore, represent the best of your race. The survivors of our regular training course, to begin tomorrow, will be the first of your race to join the finest intelligence and espionage fraternity in the history of mankind. I must emphasize, however, that you are by no means agents as yet. Now, the selecting out process continues right up until graduation day. So, keep on your toes, keep your noses clean, and I hope to congratulate you on joining the team at the end of the training course. Thank you.
Well, ain't it groovy to be a spy? Right on. Really? We the first spooks to be spooks with a CIA.
Hey, man, you know how much this scotch costs in the commissary? $3. Shiv ass.
This scene is basically showing you how Jake was basically set up to go against the government. He said, you know, if y'all complete, you know, certain tasks, then you will become, you know, the CIA or, you know, the agents, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned espionage, which ain't nothing more than, you know, going against your side of the government.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cheaper overseas.
Yeah, and rent-free housing overseas, too.
Hey, you went to Fisk, didn't you? I'm from Howard. Say, you a frat man?
Yeah, man.
You know, back to the polite. You can easily say Hebrews are agents of the so-called white man. All right, you can try to say that about GMS, but we don't get paid for what we do.
Exactly.
You know, that's the difference.
Yeah.
What we do is spiritual, and it's spiritually bringing down in society.
Yep.
The so-called white man society, which is Edom in the Bible. We're bringing down this society, whether people want to believe it or not. You know, it's just what the scriptures say. We consume them with the
word,
with the words of you know, of the scriptures, basically, roughly paraphrased.
Yeah.
You know.
No kidding, baby. Hey, let's get it over there.
Basically, they in Greek fraternities. That's
Didn't we meet last year at the band relay?
that they was set up.
Yeah, at that party.
They was set up. They went, you know, they went to school, walked to BAM. They was in the little fraternities and, you know, things of that nature. You know. Okay, let's go back to this. And then we're gonna end off with the scriptures. So it ain't too much left to read. Remember this Memorandum 46? Let's see here. It says, what did I read? Was it B? I think I read B. I'm gonna read A and B. It says, to enlarge programs within the framework that present budget for the improvement of social and economic welfare for American blacks in order to ensure continuing development of present trends in the black community.
CYC.
Right. Boys and Girls Club, the CYC. You know, they funded, you know, Jake all this to basically
forward the agenda.
To forward the agenda.
That's it.
Okay.
New World Order RFID chip. Just think of that in your head.
Yep.
Because ultimately, that's what it's going to lead to.
Yeah, they indoctrinated the children. You got the Boys and Girls Club, the CYC, these little weak ass programs, these little fundraisers. But all those top leaders would be, you know, your so-called you know, your leaders within those organizations are, you know, Masons.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They Masons, and hell, we know some because I used to deal with the whole Boys and Girls Club thing out here where we at. And I knew all of them, you know, them damn Masons and shit. They revealed themselves, you know. And they know who we are. And their agenda was basically to persuade the kids into the New World Order.
That's it.
Okay? That's why they got these, and you know they got to start it from the young. They got to put that seed in their mind, even if they don't want to go all the way with it. But hell, some kids already know what you think about Will Smith kids and all these celebrity children and shit like that. They are in those type of groups and organizations and programs, man. Tupac, his mother was a Black Panther. Okay, she could have been a agent. You know damn well he was an agent when he grew up. He grew up around that life. He wasn't no poor black kid as they made it seem. He was in school. He went to Juilliard, I think, for fucking acting. So how a nigga go to Juilliard? If I'm correct on that school that he went to, but he went to acting school. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, because one of the points we read earlier is that from the movie, from the video that we first played, it tell you that they fund those institutions.
Right.
The hip hop and rap, those are the institutions that the so-called white man funded, man.
Go look up
for social creation and social change.
Yep. Go look up the prison industrial complex. Prison industrial complex on hip hop. Okay. And what that is how they engineered the hip hop rap. Hell, straight out of Compton. That's a perfect example on the influences of culture creation in the industry. Okay, and they showed it. If you spiritually, you saw right through it, because Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, they wasn't them hood niggas. They was good. Basically good boys trying to make a living.
From the hood.
But then what they rapping about? Guns, you whop the bam, smoking and all that shit. But when they showed the movie, it clearly told you, if you can understand the damn movie, they didn't do none of that shit. They just rapped about it. Only person who would have done all of that to a certain degree would be Eazy-E, because he was just a hustle man from the street, and they had to bring along and train him up to be in that type of environment. But he was a hand in hand working with Jerry Heller, a so-called Jew. But ain't gonna get on them motherfuckers. Let me read this, and then we're gonna end this lesson with a couple of scriptures. This is part B. To elaborate and bring into effect a special program designed to perpetuate division in the black movement and neutralize the most active groups.
GMS, great news.
There you go.
They're trying to neutralize the most active groups. Okay, they infiltrate certain groups.
Yep.
And they spew out heresies and trying to get people to look at certain groups different, bringing that division. Like the whole rape issue, okay?
Yep.
And that video, hopefully in post-production, brother, you can put it up, where the guy mentioned about those black desks, how they set up think tanks to watch every asset in the black community.
Yeah, kind
of. And basically watch over us, man. And when we get to a certain point, bring in those infiltrate and bring in those people, man.
Yep.
In the summer of 1978, I interviewed a man who worked as an informer for the FBI during the 1960s. His name is Dothard Perry, also known as Ed Riggs, also known as Bill Perry, also known as Othello.
How were you paid? The pay was always in cash. Cash, and you would sign a card. It would go like this. A rendezvous or a drop-off point would be picked out either by yourself or the agent. You would meet the agent there. Usually it would be in a vehicle. You get in the vehicle, he would hand you the money. He would tell you first to count the money. He would tell you the amount while you counted it. If the amount was there, he would then bring out a card. On that card would be for the week of such and such. In other words, the week was dated. So-and-so has been paid the amount of. Then you would sign the card, and then the agent would sign the card. The reason for this is that if all of a sudden the IRS became very interested about where you were getting all this extra money from, you could always tell them to go back to the Bureau, and the Bureau would have your cards on file.
I see. Were there such things as bonuses?
Oh, yes.
What were they paid for?
Bonuses were paid for, suppose while you were meeting with, or you were at a meeting with Bobby Seals, Chulai of the Red Army happened to come to the meeting too, which is something which would be a new development. That's bonus time.
In other words, a hot piece of information.
Hot piece, very hot piece.
Did you ever suffer pangs of conscience?
Quite a few times. Quite a few times. I still suffer pains of conscience. I suffer from the fact that a lot of people trusted me, and I misused that trust. I suffer from the fact that a lot of information that I gave out was the undoing of certain groups or certain people. I suffer from the fact that I'm on the run constantly. I have no real life to speak of.
You have no family life, really? You have a wife?
No, I don't have a wife. I do have a child. I can't see her that often. I have to stay away from them because once I come around, the Bureau shows up and harassment starts. I have very few close personal friends, no one to really confide in. It's like being on the outside of a glass jar and everything is happening inside the jar, but you're on the outside. You can see it happening, but you can't participate.
Why have you decided to talk to me?
For the simple reason, I think this information should be getting out, should be put out to the public. I think not only black people, but everyone should become aware of what your so-called law enforcement agencies do to so-called enforce the law. Because between you, myself, and the audience, I've seen more felons in law enforcement than I have in prison.
Many would say, well, look, you yourself just got through saying that the DLA was involved in criminal activity. What's wrong with wanting to put them in prison? How would you answer them?
I would answer them this way. First off, we have to understand why they did what they did. But I'm not even gonna go off into that psychological hoo-ha. What I'm gonna say is, when you become just as bad as the people that you go after, then there's nothing gained and a whole lot lost.
You also were active in the infiltration of many cultural groups. Before we go into that step by step, how much research and study did the FBI engage in of black culture in the late 60s?
A great amount.
Give me an idea.
From the thing is, they have a file on every type of magazine that blacks read. They have a file on the music.
Music?
Music, dance, theater, actors, comedians, you name it, man.
And they would actually study these different...
Yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
What would they do with music?
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand. You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups using the information that they had gathered from the studies of blacks.
You mean just to understand the behavior pattern of our people?
Oh, yeah, I can, Will Heaton could name out some jams of Miles Davis that I hadn't even heard of. He could name off some books that I hadn't even read pertaining to black culture.
Did you ever see agents actually studying the music of...
Yes. Yes, I've seen them going over even video portion of cultural events. The understanding, like when, you have an organization like Leroy Jones' Black House. You remember that? Okay, Leroy Jones's place, which was done on the thing of tribalism. That's where I first heard the word Kintu, Mantu, Huntu, Hintu. These words of the African continuum. I learned that from an agent. He ran it down to me. They make in-depth studies of the personalities of the people they're dealing with too, culturally. It always helps it's a thing of you can take their culture and use it against them.
How large would you say an extensive collection on our culture would you say the FBI has? Would you rate it as large as a particular library, like the Schomburg Library in Harlem? Or...
I would rate it better. And the fact is that they go into details that we probably would overlook. Will Heaton used to meet me in different places. Will Heaton, that was one of my supervising agents. There is a certain bar in the Los Angeles area where people into black cultural things met, and Will Heaton used to meet me there. And he would go into very long and tiring conversations with some very articulate brothers about culture, African culture, and Afro-American culture.
Tell me about some of the cultural organizations that you infiltrated and what you did.
PASLA, Mafunde, Watts Writers Workshop, which they had.
The Watts Writers Workshop?
Yes. Watts Writers Workshop, which was one of the oldest established black writers workshop.
That place was burned down.
Yeah. The Bureau had it burnt down.
How do you know that?
I know because I participated. I did the arson.
You burned down the Watts Writers?
Yes.
Why did they?
So they can what? Sabotage, the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is your house shot coming back. He finna tell this so-called white man, a new asshole, and he finna get rid of you 2/3, man.
Yeah.
Point blank, he finna get rid of America first and foremost, along with you scoffers, man.
Yeah. It says, to elaborate and bring into effect a special program designed to perpetuate division in the black movement and neutralize the most active groups of leftist radical organizations representing different social strata of the black community to encourage divisions in black circles. And that's what they doing. Why you think?
Sakari.
GMS versus all these other groups. They start those divisions. They know who got the truth, and they set up their agents. Okay, Nate, you gonna be IUIC. Johanna, you gonna be ISUPK.
And they probably don't get that intricate, but they do. Because what they gotta do is they gotta take the name Israel United in Christ. That's Satan. ISUPK. Buzzword,
what is it? Some practical school of knowledge, some shit.
Israelite practical school of knowledge.
Right. I don't know what the fuck GOCC mean. Gay crack.
I knew you was thinking of nickname.
But yeah, man. So they start all this controversy and division. That's why they got all and think about it. Egyptology, those goes back to crackers, man. Ptolemy. Okay, Egyptology, that goes back to them. That was never no original thing for us. Okay,
and when you go deep into their philosophy, they worship the penis, man. Swallowing each other's penises, man. That's what that's all about. That's exactly what that's all about, man. You know,
Stupid ass.
Egypt and Kemet, man, come on, man. And the worship of the damn woman.
This shit is gay.
You know, but that's how you know it's false, because every religion goes back to what?
Worshiping the woman.
Fertility, worshiping the woman. Islam, they throw seeds in mackerel womb.
Right.
You know, Egyptology. When you go back to that, they worshiping penises and talk about swallowing each other's rods, man.
Yeah.
That's what they into, man. You know, it always goes back to that. You know.
That's some scriptures.
Yeah.
I got a scripture real quick. This is this goes for you stupid ass leaders, man. Cause y'all gotta be the stupidest motherfuckers on the planet Earth to do this. This is Sirach 10 and 12. No. 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as an iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? You ain't supposed to be trusting this white man with, you know, y'all making deals with him. Okay? Cause eventually he gonna fuck you over. What did he do to Martin Luther King? He set him up and just took him out.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do to Farrakhan? I mean, what's that light skinned nigga name? Red. Detroit Red. Malcolm X. What did he do to Malcolm X? Raised him up, moved his little ass out the way. Okay?
Man, using you niggas to do it, man. Using
your own people to do it,
your
man.
own people to do it, man. And we got proof, man. Just like they did Yahweh shot, man. You had the Romans that
Judas.
Yeah, that paid off. You know, the
same thing. All
those
over
hypocrites,
again,
those evil and wicked Pharisees and scribes, because what they wanted to keep their place. They wanted to keep their place in the society. So therefore, they undermined their own people. And what the hell you think they're doing to y'all right now? Man?
What the fuck did Jason do?
Yeah.
And the time of Antiochus Epiphanes time, man. Okay? What was the Pharisees and the scribes doing? Who knew that Yahweh was the Lord and Savior, and they were scared that people would believe.
Yeah.
They was set up and they was paid off to teach bullshit.
That's right.
You know, this is man. When history, the term "history repeats itself" really means history repeats itself, man. And that proves the how do you say it? The truth of the Bible, validity of the Bible. However you say it. Reincarnation, man. You niggas is doing the same shit over and over. Okay? Over and over. So this ain't nothing new. But okay, let me finish this. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou was wiped the looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not begun altogether wiped away. And you niggas ain't got that spiritual discernment that the white man is the devil yet.
Yeah, sure.
Y'all don't have that discernment that the white man is the devil. Okay? Y'all may you may even know the white man is the devil, but you fucking afraid of this white man.
That's right.
That's why y'all do what the fuck y'all do. Cause you actually afraid of this devil. Okay? Set him not by thee, lest he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at the right hand. Right, and y'all letting this devil sit at the right hand. Okay, because y'all working with the so-called Jews directly, man. I don't think I read it earlier. It says, I'm gonna just go to I think point 2. Proposals for a durable contact between radical African leaders and leftist leaders of the United States black community. That's it say and thou hast let it's like it says neither let him sit at thy right hand. Y'all letting the white man sit at your right hand because y'all making agreements with him.
Yeah, y'all going back and tell all basically reporting and then giving you the next thing to do. Or they suppressing certain things that you doing in your movement.
Yep. Lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Okay, that's it.
Okay, I got 2 precepts. This is one here. Isaiah 1 and 23. It says, thy princes are rebellious and companions of thieves. Everyone loveth gifts and followeth after rewards.
Yeah, what's that gift, man? The gift is getting paid off by the Illuminati. Okay? For you stupid niggas who don't believe that the fucking Illuminati exists. The clear indication that the Illuminati exists is because you denying the Illuminati. Okay? Because y'all been bamboozled. You've been bewitched. All the propaganda on the TV, okay, and the disinformation that you read proves the Illuminati exists because you ain't coming with the holy scriptures, man, the Bible.
Yep, it says, they judge not the fatherless, neither doth the cause of the widow come unto them. Yeah, so you basically leaving these black guys and Native Americans out in the street.
Yeah.
And you letting them go through that oppression. You're not telling them what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know, to bring comfort, which is the Bible. It's not Kemet, it's not no Egyptology. That's not going to do shit for our people. Because all in all, what is the end plan? What is the end agenda for all of that?
That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all going to debate until y'all blue in the face. Hell, keep taking the checks all y'all want. Yeah, maybe because they just don't give a fuck. They just grabbing the check.
That's all that matters. It's the here and now.
Yep.
You know, it's the here and now. They want to eat and be fat now. You know. So this is in Psalms, and this is to the so-called white man. This is Psalms chapter 56 and 5, who basically set up these institutions, who set up their, their think tanks, and set up these black counter spies to infiltrate and sow discord or bring in division, man. It says every day they wrest my words, and when you look up that word, it's the Hebrew word "itazah," which means fabricate. They fabricate my word.
Yeah.
And one example is the rape issue.
Yeah.
Okay. They made this a big ordeal. Why? So they can bring division. So people can so they can basically put
evil.
Yeah, basically people look at Great Millstone differently. All they baby rapists, but everybody got a fucking family and kids in Great Millstone. A lot of brothers got families that were all, they by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
that's all prophecy.
Yeah, and it says all their thoughts are against me for evil. The establishment, man, the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, and the banking families. It says they gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps. When they wait for my soul, shamar, which means mark, which means shamar, in this context, which means observe, to look, all right, and to beware. So really, they set up these black desks or these counter spies to to watch what the hell we're doing.
That's why I was looking for the scripture, crept in unaware. That's what I'm looking for right now. It's in Jude.
Come. It says, shall they escape by iniquity, and thine anger cast down the people, O God. All right, so eventually y'all gonna get cast down, man, because this truth ain't gonna. The truth is gonna prosper, man. The truth is gonna prosper, man.
Yeah.
Can you find it? Cause
yeah, I got it. Goddamn description, man. Sticker. Paper, I mean. So. Okay, this is Jude. Like he said, this is Jude 1 and 4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old to the condemnation ungodly men.
Right, so y'all basically sons of perdition too, man. Y'all sons of destruction.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get destroyed in these times. Y'all woke up to a curse, man.
Turn the grace of the Most High into
lasciviousness.
Yeah, lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord Yahweh Shai, our power, and our Lord Yahweh Shai. And denying.
Right, that's IUIC. Lasciviousness, man. That lustrous, lustful desire, man. Y'all might they probably use this on Great Millstone, but every brother in Great Millstone. Right. See, but
not even heard them come up with the scripture.
Right, they don't, because they don't read the scripture.
They the ones that's crept in unaware. They can't read that scripture.
Right.
That's gonna cut them in the heart.
Yeah. But yeah, the point, lasciviousness. Every brother in Great Millstone is bettering themselves, and
The elect.
yeah, the elect.
Yep.
They're bettering ourselves. We're bettering ourselves so we can become, and we're becoming how can I say? We're trying to become perfect, and it's true.
Yeah.
Well, whether we're getting more disciplined, we're studying more, you know, we're being more spiritual.
Yeah.
All right, and we damn sure ain't dealing with this damn world, man. So, you know.
And if you is going back into the world, fuck you.
Yeah, man. We ain't got time to look back. We this full stride ahead, man. You know, we ain't got time to look back.
Yeah.
If you looking back, that's your own downfall.
Yep.
So yeah, with
That's
that,
it, that's
yeah,
it.
okay. Jeremiah 2:21, and then I get Hosea 7:3.
No matter which one to go first, on bring it out.
Oh yeah, just one. Yeah.
Okay, this is Jeremiah 2:21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed.
Yep.
How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Yeah, that means y'all niggas into all type of other philosophies, man.
Yep.
That's that strange vine, man.
The Alpha Kappa Psi,
Yeah, man.
these fraternities that y'all be
And sororities.
right, the sorority that y'all get y'all self equipped to, and pass it on to generation, and now you looking just like the fucking so-called white man. Okay, just like in the movie Stoop by the Door, where the guys was doing other dumbass Greek fraternity handshakes and shit, man. That's strange unto the Lord.
Yep. Okay.
For thou that watched, that's it.
No, keep going.
Okay. For thou that wash thee with nitre,
Right, those.
instrument of cleaning,
Yep.
and take thee much hyssop, taste thee much soap, yet the iniquity is marked before me, saith the Lord power.
So you niggas all into the herbs, and you niggas doing all this, you know, this health and basically trying to cleanse yourself, but you're not doing it according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, how he set it up. All right, you coming up another way.
Yeah.
All right, whether you be in Kemet, whether you be in Egyptology, all right, you can go ahead, or whether you be in the church, man.
Yeah. Okay. Right, because y'all look, man, and you know, you try to wash yourself up and downplay the scriptures.
Yeah.
You call yourself an Israelite, right? You know, I guess that's the washing yourself up part.
Yeah, that's why
You're calling yourself an Israelite. Okay, you speaking about the 12 tribes, but you still you got a wicked intention on why you doing it.
Yep.
Like Nate. Okay, the sin is still marked. You just because you out in the open saying the 12 tribes out the bam, you still calling on Christ. You still calling on Jesus. Okay,
yeah, that's right.
The sin is still marked before you, man. You ain't fully cleansed yourself.
That's right.
Okay. Verse 23. How canst thou say I am not polluted? I have not gone after Balaam. See thy way in the valley. Know what they has done. Thou art a swift dromedary traversing her way.
Her ways, yeah.
Her ways.
And you can take it to 33. You go all the way to 33.
Read it all the way to 33.
Yeah.
It says, wild as used to the wilderness,
Mm-hmm.
that snuffed up the wind at her pleasure, and her occasion who can turn her away. All they that seek her will not weary themselves, in her mouth they shall find her. Withhold thy foot from being unshod, and thy throat from thirst, but thou sayest, there is no hope. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go.
Right, and that's what you niggas, you basically, that's the end result when y'all in these other factions of religion or beliefs.
Yeah.
There's no hope. That's gonna be the end result. You know. Keep going.
As it's like as the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed.
Yeah. And you're gonna be ashamed in that day because ain't none of your idols gonna save you.
They're their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets, saying to a stock, Thou art my father, and to a stone, Thou hast brought me forth. For they have turned their back unto me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble, they will say, Arise and save us. Right, you niggas in that black conscious community, man, y'all believing in all these other gods. Y'all believing in planet Risk, and y'all believing in the solar system, and worshiping all of that. That's that saying to a stock, Thou art my father, and saying to a stone, Thou hast brought me forth. Man, no, y'all by Shemel Shai brought you forth, man. I know bullshit, Big Bang Theory,
Right.
No God, the so-called gods of the world, having sex, and the angels walk bam, and there goes human life, and all that bullshit, man. No, the Lord brought us here. Okay.
I appreciate it. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Psalms 100 verses 3 says, Know ye that the Lord, He is God.
Mm-hmm.
It is He that made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people, and the sheep of His pasture.
You see that? So the Lord did that. The Lord made us. We didn't create ourselves, man. We can't create life, man. That arm, leg, arm, head bullshit. I'm God body. I create my own destiny shit. That's not scriptural, man. Okay?
That's right.
Verse 28, But where are thy gods that thou hast made thee? Let them arise, if they can save thee in the time of thy trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are they gods, O Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore will
in every city y'all got idols and y'all worship.
Yep.
Wherefore
will ye plead with me? Ye all have transgressed against me, saith the Lord Yahweh. In vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. Your own sword hath devoured your prophets like a devouring lion.
Yeah, slavery, man. Y'all ain't seen. Y'all basically haven't realized why y'all was put in slavery and why you still in this predicament that you in. Right. It's because the Lord said so, man. And a lot of y'all get all pussy when scriptures come out and the Lord blatantly tell you why He put you in this situation He put you in. You get mad at the Lord, man.
You're a pussy.
That's right.
You're a pussy. Verse 31, O generation, see ye the word of the Lord Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee.
Yeah, that's what y'all saying. Dude, God body. We God body, 5% of this my earth. Man, come on with that. You know what I'm saying? Come on with that bull crap, man. You niggas ain't doing nothing, man. You ain't putting you niggas ain't got no land. And if you do, it's your own personal shit. What about the majority of your people, man?
You niggas is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, man. Out of your fucking mind.
Verse 32, Can a maid forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number.
Yeah.
And it's true, man.
And y'all constantly forget. They don't want to call on the name of the Lord. They willingly shun off the name of the Lord, or shun off His word. So, when that day of your calamity comes, just know, shit, your gods ain't gonna save you. You ain't gonna save yourself.
Yeah, you gonna know right then and there on why you going through what the fuck you about to go through.
Yeah, that's right.
It says, 33, Why trimmest thou the way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways.
Yeah, man, because that's what Israel do, man. When they line up with the so-called white man and take orders from him so they can sabotage their own communities, or however you want to say it, their own leaders.
Jason.
That's them seeking
Jason,
love, man. Yeah.
That was Jason in the Greek Empire, man. Okay, he lured Esau into our holy temples, man. He lured him into our holy temples so he can get that dollar, that money.
Which a lot of niggas do today.
And I was about to say, and that's what y'all niggas doing today, man. The Memorandum 46 even proved that. The books we've read even proved that. The Unseen Hand. All these books and information linking up with the scriptures, man, prove that you niggas is a bunch of fucking sellouts. And y'all are with this white devil, this cracker Esau, okay, the Edomites according to the scriptures. and pushing forth the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, totalitarian system, or whatever you want to call it, Agenda 21, the whole New World Order.
Oh, here we go. I got you.
Go ahead.
Hosea 7:3. They make the king glad with their wickedness, and the princes with their lies. They are all adulterers, as an oven heated by the baker, who ceaseth from raising after he hath kneaded the dough until it be leavened. All right. In the day of our king, the princes have made him sick with bottles of wine. He stretched out his hand with scorners, for they have made ready their heart like an oven, whilst they lie in wait. Their baker sleepeth all the night. In the morning it burneth as a flame. They are all hot as an oven, and have devoured their judges. All their kings are fallen. There is none among them that calleth unto me. All right. So yeah, that verse 13, it says, "Woe unto them, for they have fled from me, destruction unto them, because they have transgressed against me. Though I have redeemed them, yet they have spoken lies against me." Yeah, man, and the Lord's redeeming y'all how? Through the truth, man. Yeah. All you gotta do is accept the truth and believe in how Bashim Shai, man.
That's it.
And go through this suffering, man, like he did, man.
But that's only for the elect.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, one more verse. One more. Psalms 140 and Daniel 12:12. Two more. I got Psalms 140. It's the conclusion of the whole matter. Psalms 140:1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." Esau in our people, man.
Yeah, our people are violent too, and they're the wicked.
Yeah. Which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, who have purpose to overthrow my goings. And that's what you niggas are, man. You the black consciousness movement. Yep. Y'all trying to overthrow and you IUIC, ISUPK. Y'all trying to come together with them. What? So y'all can overthrow who? The most prominent group of what I might as well just say the elect, man. And when the Lord scrape off all that dross, and that's the time that we in right now. Getting rid of the dross, man.
Yeah, you undesirable, man. Yeah. You scum, man.
That's right.
The dross is something that sits at the bottom of a wine when you age in wine, and when you age that wine, it just sits there.
Yeah, it don't come out.
It don't come out. Okay, so the wine, it represents America. Okay, that Babylon juice, or the wine of America, whatever you want to call it. That wine, and another name for dross is leaven, is yeast. Okay, and yeast is basically leaven. Okay, so y'all that leaven in the wine bottles, synonymous with America. Okay, synonymous with America. Y'all are the yeast or the leaven that's holding this up, man. That's why you niggas who even in GMS is getting kicked out. Okay, and hell, if you in another camp and you believe in Yahweh Shai, you know the name, and you actually do your studies, hell, we say that some of them guys can get delivered. But the wicked amongst us all, those is the dross, man. That's the leaven, that's the yeast, that's the at the bottom of Asian wine, man. That just sits there. Okay, that's y'all niggas, man. What's something?
Daniel 12:12.
Okay, this is Daniel 12:12. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to 1,305 days.
No, go.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well,
try 10 or 11, where it say they should be ashamed. Oh, they can wake up to everlasting shame. Yeah, 10, yeah, 12 and 10.
Oh, okay, kind. It says many shall be 12 and 10. 12 and 10 Danny. Many shall be purified and made white, that's the elect, and tried. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
So yeah, go ahead, try to bring in division, try to slander our names, and say that we're rapists and they're racist, or you know what I'm saying, they don't like their own people, so on and so forth.
We don't like you niggas.
We don't, because you niggas. Even Marcus Garvey said when he wanted to go back to Africa, which he was the leader of the Pan-Africanist movement, he said, man, you niggas, we can't bring all you niggas over there with us, man. He flat out said it, man. You know, so, you know, and then just take it from him. You know, we ain't saying nothing different. You niggas is gonna be niggas, man. That's why I said the wicked will do wickedly, man.
I got some. One more last scripture on that.
Okay.
This is Proverbs 25:4. It say, take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finder. Right, so take away the niggas, man, from the silver.
Yeah. Man.
Okay? The silver is us being tried in that furnace. That dross is the undesirable. They got burned up. They got to get taken out the bucket, man.
That's right.
And it said, what it say about the finder? And there shall come forth a vessel for the refiner. We the vessel for the refiner. We are the ones that's being tried. When you find something that's getting tried over and over, man, and that's us, man. We gotta get away from the wicked, the yeast, the leaven, etc. You niggas, man, the ones who sold out. You niggas who know about the Memorandum 46. You know, knowing that the Jews have a direct contact with you niggas, man. So.
Oh, okay. I got 1 Corinthians 3:9. It says, "For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry. Ye are God's building. According to the grace of God, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua."
Yeah.
Now, if
you can't come on our foundation. You can't build from us and lie and take and manipulate the scriptures, man. Because you're not trying to build on top of us. You're trying to, corrupt the gospel of Yahweh Shemel Shai when you build
that he
established
through the Spirit, and the chief men of the chief, the apostles of the great millstone, man.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Whether you want to like it, whether you like it or accept it or not,
Like it, believe it.
They ain't like Moses,
right?
They damn sure didn't like Samuel, but the Lord dealt with them. They was afraid of those men.
Yeah.
But it says, verse 12. It says, "Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest.
Yeah.
For the day shall declare it."
Yeah.
What day, man? That day of Jacob's trouble.
Yeah.
And that hour of temptation. It says, sluggy. It says, "Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
Yeah.
And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is."
Yeah.
So
now keep going. Go a little bit more.
It says, "If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward."
See, we're gonna receive that reward, man. That's what we want to get. We want to get that reward, man. That's that crown, Go ahead.
It says, verse 15, "If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss."
Right. If any man's work shall be burned, the word that's gonna be burned is the niggas who got weaned out. That dross that got burned up in the furnace. That waste. Okay? Go ahead.
Right. It says, "But he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire."
Right. You see that? The ones who stay in it is going to be saved. Like if I bring a brother into this thing and he came up under me and he fell out, hey, I can't worry about him. He fell out. He got burned. That work that he got burned, I got to continue. So with that, you went over this time. 40.
Yeah, it close out, with that, we just say, how about Shemi Ashar, Barakathum, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and, death to America, death to the black conscious community, because that's what y'all represent anyway, so,
Yep.
the saying is true, man, death to y'all, man.
Yep. Mawatlaha Cha'al Shah Yasharallah, which is death to the ungodly of Israel, man.
Yeah. Which is the 2/3, man.
Yeah.
Which the scriptures say. The scriptures say. And shalom to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity.
Yep.
Shalom.
Shalom.
And stay strong. Keep fighting.